had to assume the sink was his destination as my father got up from the table after he finished lunch. He did not answer me when I asked where he was headed. A man on a mission, he kept moving across the honey-colored oak floor in his slippers that made a whispered shush as he shuffled. My father went to perform a task he had done thousands of times, maybe even 1,000,000, over a 40-year career as a surgeon. He can do it, I thought. He stopped at the sink and looked down, then up and out the window. The ground was blanketed in a crusty, frozen sheet, and the trees bent and bowed under the weight of the snow as if to honor their onlooker. The trees did not move, and all remained still outside. The mountain had not brought its usually notorious wind with it that day. My father's hands reached out into the black abyss of the sink, but that is where the action ceased. "Dad, here, put your hands under the water like this. Look at my hands. See? Dad? Dad? Look at my hands," I said while I stared at his unmoving hands. My father and I stood side by side at the kitchen sink in the dream house my parents had built only a decade ago. Our heights had caught up as he aged and shrunk with each passing year. I studied my father's face as he stared straight ahead out the window, his brown eyes glazed over and unfocused behind his glasses. He can't do it, I realized. I finally grabbed his hands, placed them under the faucet, and added soap. "Dad, can you rub your hands together? Dad, can you rub your hands together like this?" I asked with more urgency to my voice. He started to rub his thumb and forefinger together on one hand as if he was snapping them. My father's 70th birthday had recently passed, and I was showing him how to wash his hands just as I showed my 3-year-old son, Henry. Realizing that made me wilt a little inside. He wasn't really following me. I felt my eyes blur with tears, and a twinge of impatience and annoyance pinched my throat. I knew he was slipping deeper. I knew his disease was eating away more of him. I wanted him to do it on his own. I reached for the dish towel on the counter and dried his hands. For a moment, I pretended he was a surgeon again, and I was his operating room nurse, prepping him for surgery. Maybe this act comforted him, or maybe it confused him. I half joked, "Doctor, your towel?" I used this moment of levity to escape the dark reality we were navigating, and for one brief instant, I imagined the man he was 5 years ago.